walk in to do ADR and just staring at them like I know you, like a creep. All right, just getting the stream going, making sure that that's not working. Hopefully we don't have as many problems as last week. Yeah. It's going, should be going to YouTube as well, but it's just making sure that the audio is what are we going out of here? Stereo. Hey, that's good. That's working. Now I can't show you guys some of these videos because I don't want to get sued, but I can show you a bit of the edits. All right, stream is going. All right. And I'll post that. There. All right. I'm gonna mute us. I'm gonna mute my mic. And can you guys hear me on the stream? Great. Excellent. In on how's it for other people? Yeah, maybe YouTube was maybe turned down. Okay, cool. All right, I'm just gonna show you like very, very quick little shots of this. So he's opening a jar, and he's got some milk and pouring. So this is all over about 10 seconds, and these are all the sounds that we kind of came up with to this. Let's see. Oh, hang on. Maybe I'm gonna go to headphones. Cool. I think this syncs slightly off. Oh, it is on my screen. Just the video sync offset. Oh, this is killing my ears. But yeah, so this is this is a feature. So that's the scenes tracks there. This is Paper Champions. It was just out at MIF, I think. It was its premiere or whatever. Yeah, so got some Atmoses here. You can hear that, yeah. So these were actually, I went and recorded all of these, like, that's down near Geelong. Bit in Preston. These are just more static, and even in some shops and all of that kind of thing. These are all just background spots. So just try and get all those layers and just options there, you know, fan, birds, fan hums, all of that. Yeah. All right, what else we got? Car. So this is the whole film. So this is a car moment and bike. So it's kind of like a rattly old bike. And it's cutting between a few scenes, so we're getting a few perspective shifts. But it's kind of layered up because we just don't know how it's going to work. So, you know, we don't know how it's going to fit against the music. That versus that. Versus a bit more of the rattle. A bit more of the tire. Yeah, so these can... It's just a van. Let's see if there's any more interesting moments. Yeah. So each of these moments is like really well. There's a wheelchair, trying to pull it out in between people. Yeah, you're hearing a bit of that stereo thing going there. Ukash, did you have any questions? Or? Yeah. Yeah, so all of these tracks here, these are all a part of a group, so FXB, and then they're all just a part of a group, which is called VFXB, which is this one here, and then that's all going to a VCA here. And so, yeah, just as, and these are all just going straight, it's just an edit session, and that's all just going straight out the output. I'm not worrying about routing because I'm just editing. I'll show you a session where it's all routed. Yeah. Yeah, but the whole thing's a comedy, so it's just trying to hype up a lot of that. Here's like a bicycle that's like meant to sound even more broken, so I'm just gonna... Yeah. Yeah, it's like kind of I made the worst mistake of saying cartoonish to the director, and I shouldn't have said cartoonish. I should have just said heightened, because then I'd never live that down. And then, yeah, anyway. Here's Loop Group. There's people all dancing in there anyway. Where's heaps of ADR? Yeah. Yeah, so you just got scenes like this. They're in this big fight at the end. So we got like 30 people in a room and got to boss them around. Just what I love doing. Alright, some structural density whoosh kind of things. You know, it's hard to show you. So I use these were like a time jump, and so I tried to create a bit of a motif jumping around between scenes. Multiple scenes. And some more subjective kind of stuff there. mouthy. So this is all just mouth stuff. Machinery. Our chairs. Yep. Oh, that's a door. Handsy stuff. So this is back to that scene with opening the jar. Yeah, just trying to get all that detail in. Then you got cloth and bags, and then you got pats and taps. I don't know why that's got so much in it. Oh yeah, they have this fight, big fight at the end. Cloth and then feet, and then, so that's just that's the effects edit for that. Just give you a sense of things. I'll show you briefly. Yeah, that's right. So yeah, so 4 reels, 1 hour, 2 hours, 3, 4. Yep. And reel 2 was a big one. Just helps you it helps me. I always ask for reels. It's becoming a bit dead, but I ask for reels a bit, especially if it's filmy. It helps you kind of break up the story, try and get your arcs, and just like, editing a 25-minute short film is intense as it is, so breaking it into smaller chunks can be good. All right, I'm gonna open Freightliner. Yep. So part of this is, hang on, I'm just gonna have a look. Okay, we might have got some in from Foley. Foley's gonna be real loose and all of that. Handsy, H-jar. That's all me with jars and stuff. So I just grabbed stuff from the kitchen and just recorded them in layers. But it looks like, say, some things like, I think this milk, that might be Foley. Foley, that's Foley, that's me, that's Foley. So there's some elements from Foley, some from me. And I always try and articulate everything I possibly can before I get Foley in. Yeah, so a mix. But then, like all the car, I didn't go record the car, so that's all library. And as far as percentage, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. I'm just going to write here to remember to show Foley and ADR session. I'll show you guys. But yeah, there will be an edited Foley session and an edited ADR session that you guys can bring into the mix. So I'm trying to keep it a little bit, trying to keep it a little out of your, so you guys don't see it. So you guys are just trying to cover it with effects, which it's always kind of like this friendly competition between effects and Foley. Anyway, that's enough of that one. I'll just open this one. 4, 6. Oh. Alright. So I think I've shown you guys this one before. So this is for what, 1.5 minute? And I mean, it's more stylized. You could say winds. Big thing with winds is fade them out, fade something else in, like, you know, try and get some variations. It's like just listen to a rainfall. Try and keep it always moving. Otherwise, it just turns into noise. And even get lighter moments. Try and get that wispy wind so it kind of feels like you're out in the middle of nowhere. Okay, it's some more abstract stuff. This is getting general gestures and general movements. But it's not saying anything except maybe a bit of movement, bit of drama. Punctuation. Alright. Okay, then I went and got paper and did kind of like a rubbing gesture. So this is all just me with paper and textures. You can see how much I've recorded. I probably recorded more and just trying to get those micro gestures. Yeah. All right. This is cute books paper flapping. I'll just turn it up a bit. So it's all just like 1 or 2 books and doing a bit of pitching in there. Cool. I went for clackety. So I think this is textures. Meh. It's alright, it's adding a bit of rubberiness to it. Alright, and then I've gone realistic. Alright. A few more groups. Realistic. Heightened. Impression. Alright. And then data wasn't working. And then I've got all the music, which I think I've shown you guys a bit of this. Simple, like, same kind of approach is what I've shown. Alright, so this is all too much, but you can play it all together. Yeah, so there's too much, but it's a good position to be in, and like it's all flat faders. There's no mixing, there's no reverbs and all that, so that would all happen after. So that's it. I mean, it's way more silent. Everything's on the screen, and it's all happening in front of us. I'm gonna just get the Happy Memories session open. Yeah, it just gives a sense of like those layers and just trying to exploit all those layers, and then you stick it all together, and you're like, it's not half bad. So this is one of the mix sessions. I might not have all the plugins. It wasn't mixed on my computer. Let's see how much of a mess we left. That's all the old dialogue edit. Yeah, they're the videos. VCAs. I don't know what they're for. Dialogue. Okay. Yeah, we were mixing. We were just testing out doing VCAs because you can coalesce. So that's bound to this one. And you can coalesce down. So I'll often go through and just like do a little bit of mixing and I'll apply it, and then you can coalesce it down, and you can keep doing it. So you can, with a fader, you used to pass after pass. Yeah, that's the dialogue edit that we ended up with. It's looking pretty similar. There's some ADR. It's a few lines. Is that everything? Yeah, there you go. Cool. That doesn't give you an excuse to not try and edit it as good as possible, which looks like we did. You know, and then it's up to the director. Yeah, this is all gone to a 5.1, and then I'm down mixing it, so it should sound all right. Got a cue on. I don't know if anything's been. Yeah, there you go. Everything's been snapped, and then we click here and it goes off. It's a bit of mixing. Okay, I've muted the indoors, but these are all going just sending out to the indoors for the different scenes. So, I mean, if we open that up, so in here, they're outside.
Oh, Jay. I'm just mucking around. Hey, Jay, it's me.
Maybe that's not the right setting. Yeah, but then we've got reverb A, which is so like be like an indoor. I mean, you guys don't have indoor, but
The good stuff. You'd have a fit if you saw a string in there.
it's just a nice way to
The good stuff.
worldize it compared to,
The good stuff.
you know,
You'd have a fit if you saw a string in there.
a bit clean, but then
The good stuff.
and that kind of feeds in just with automating the. We've got that pre fader. All right, backgrounds. So we've got. I mean, this is room tone. There's not much happening. I just think I see that as pretty ugly and ambisonic. So these are yeah, when I'm recorded. Some of the other sound for that.
Not to remember him.
Just different ambiences there. So these are more the ongoing backgrounds. So, you know, there's a few like there's I don't know about that quiet fan. But there's wind through the trees. There's, you know, wind through the grass. Smooth loop. And there's some crickets as well. So you start the wind through the tree, big tree, we get these creaks, which is quite nice. I like them. So layering it up a bit. Some of it's a little bit more sparse, but then we've all got the background spots as well. Yeah, branches, you know, just think, you know, if he's in the, maybe he's in the forest, maybe hearing some creaks or some snaps or something like that. You know, this is a pretty windy scene. I'm running this off an external hard drive, that's why it's a bit slow. You know, even chucked a fly in there, and house creaks all through. Or ship. It's an old house. So just having them throughout could be good. Alright. Just some ideas. It's our PFX that we edited, which we'll do that in our pre-mix. You know, I'll show you that next week or something when we get all of our sessions together. You know, hands, body, objects. So here's just the, I think this has got some Foley in it. I've got that pumped up, so it's pretty loud, but even just things like the vase. Emptying. Yeah, just all those objects there. I think this has got some Foley in it. Starting up the car. Hand on the steering wheel. I'll show you the Foley session so you know a little bit of what's there. Books. Yep. More sound designy. I don't know, whatever that means. Oh yeah, there's an idea. Kids. You know, she's thinking about childhood a bit. And tones, which you guys are doing. This is all. Hey Jay. That's me. You know, there's a whole heap of doors there. You know, old house floor squeaks, they're all cut in. It's all about the door, so making sure that that's articulated. Foley probably won't do that. Footsteps. sound in there is a bit funky. Yeah, got a cloth rustle track. So I think you'll get a bit of that. Hands and body. This is Foley. So the Foley I think is separate. So any of the objects above. Yeah. So this is all cut for you. You know, just hands on little things like that. Yeah, and then footsteps. And then that's all music that we received. Okay, and then this is the output, which I'll just show you briefly. But so, I mean, this is one way. This is the way we're doing it. It all makes sense. I mean, this is all getting split and then taken down. These were for just exports. Essentially, we've got like a master. So dialogue master, Foley master, effects master, effects LFE bus. So we can just send straight to LFE. Oh, that should be, didn't be that one. Music, and then they go to the DME record channels, so you can record those and send them as separate SEMs. I think now probably, this is a few years old now. I'll just put Foley and effects all together. And then that's going to a master, and then going to a 6-channel print master, where we're checking levels overall, so program levels there, and that's where you can record that as well. So generally that's what we'd do. 6 channels, but then we're also in the same thing, we're sending out out of the masters into the dialogue in, so we're sending it into these as well, into these to fold them down into a stereo master bus as well. That's for SoundMiner, that's for RX, that's for Motu, that's, I don't know why they're there. Yeah. And Foley session. Foley, so raw. That's all the raw. There's heaps. You know, heaps of layers of shoes and all of that. But then it's been cut down and synced, so it's a bit more refined. Cool. But I'll send that to you all. But there's still plenty of effects. And then the ADR, which you've already seen. Dialogue, ADR. Yeah, just those tracks. So you can import them and get rid of them. Alright. Just a couple of whips. Cool. We've got all the groups. Super easy to understand. Yeah, scenes. Yeah, get the background. All of those groups are. Yeah. Yeah, overall, I'd say you can probably just do a bit more. But yeah, it's good. Got some good layers. Sounds a little tropical. Maybe that one's a bit tropical. Just be careful of birds, they'll cut through. Treat, yeah, sometime, like if it's really diffused birds, like that isn't too bad ongoing, but I'd be pretty careful about these ones. They can become a little, they could get in the way. Yep. So just be careful. Like really good cutting, really good process. Like those they aren't too bad. So just be careful about here. I'll import video. So, I mean, this bird is, yeah. So take this one out and just look at the phase on these. So we've just gotten essentially silence for here. So I always try and cut them. Just cut them bang on. Don't be afraid. And we're like a second off. So the scene should cut there. Fade out up to the frame. Yeah, and then we can kind of mess with it a bit. Overall, I'd say like that's probably a little bit too indoorsy, but outdoorsy. It's just a lot of birds. It's like, yeah, just jump. Especially in the edit, and then you can kind of smooth it out later. These cuts aren't too bad. Although I'd probably extend these out over it. Boom, we should have some background there. Oh, we meant to have that one. Yep. Yep, it's just getting on the cuts, but yeah, it's getting there. Some spots. Yep, that sounds good. I like that, dog. And look, even with background noises in, we're probably not going to notice it. Oh, you can hear it a bit. Yeah, you can. You know, you can have it down there. So just be careful of background noise, just fading it in and out. I'm not sure what that one is. Yeah, I like some bird. Maybe look at dove wings or something like that. Yeah, also be careful of repeating sounds too quickly. But you know, you can put in like crickets, owls. I put some other things in there, but you're gonna run out of things to think of. All right, room tone. Yep, that works. Yeah, it's tricky. I think with this one, it's such a quiet film and they're in the middle of nowhere. You can kind of rely a little bit more on she's lying in bed. What would you hear if you're in the country? So, where's the outside? Whatever. You know, you're outside. That's outside your bedroom window. Just hills, trees, like no humans for as far as you can see. It's like wildlife. What would you hear if you were lying in bed? And that's the stuff that we want to hear. So, to put it bluntly, it's just a bit, probably not a bit, it's probably just a lot boring. And I think there's just more you can do. Yeah, winds. Yep. Some good stuff. Be careful. It looks a bit more like a gentle breeze rather than a... This probably works a little bit better. Probably get away with a bit more because I think there's going to be music leading up here. I might work with the camera movement. I kind of like this one for here. Bit of that underneath. Yeah, starting to feel right. You know, just think about the feel. Like a lot of the backgrounds and the winds are just like trying to get you in a place, get a sense of place. And like being out here, you're going to be relaxed, but you're going to be isolated. We all know what isolation's done to us, but like you're just hearing all the sounds, you're immersed in that space, and then just trying to twist that a little bit as well. Yep, so just keep going. Yeah, probably just like a pretty big door. Yeah, you could just layer it, maybe. Whoa. That made... Yeah, we're starting to get some good layers there. Good. Keep it up. Whoa, just be careful of your levels. Up here. Alright. Yeah, keep up the doors. They're sounding... Whoa, bang. Food and drink. Cool. That works. This is a thing about, I guess, rhythms. I'm trying to make it, I call it musical. It's when it sounds do 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 do. It's like too musical, so you could almost like cut around it. Oh, we're in time lock. Get rid of that. It's a bit weird in here. And dun, dun, dun. And you can sometimes just shuffle around the timing of it. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not into that one. Doesn't work. It's probably going to be quicker and easier just to grab a microphone, grab a bottle of wine, and start drinking. But just, just record it. Don't drink. Don't take drugs. You got the gesture right. It's probably just the wrong material. Sounds kind of. You got some. You can probably keep some of the creak. Or some of the elements in that. Sorry, my ears are hurting with the 2 layers. Hey, there's some nice. Yep, okay, that's good. Now, we've got a moment where we're swelling up, and you can see it's written swell. Okay, I like these sounds, they're good. You can probably get a few more in variety or something like that, maybe. But you can maybe... it's a bit tricky. Try and get us to... You could get them to ramp up to the cut. Again, just go boom, cut. Super horror. But good sounds. Yeah, I think just keep at it. Get as many in there as you can. Let's look at the next one. Yep. Yep, cool. So I don't need any of these, so just remember, just select the ones you want. So select. Ooh, I wouldn't use this. File, export selected tracks as new session. Tick this one. Press OK, and you're good. It'll just save exactly what you've selected there. That one. Shift, click up there. So probably the first thing I'm noticing is you're going to be running out of tracks. You already got you know, 30, 40, and there's a lot more sounds to articulate. Yeah, but when you're getting some sounds in there, which is good. I'd avoid the cascade, and I wouldn't put any inserts on there. Just wouldn't even worry about them. And it's not even really doing much. It's just like, meh. I wouldn't worry about it. It's not doing anything. So just, yeah, leave them, and then I'll just keep them in those groups as we've been doing. Call it V for VCA, and we're going to go FX, and then just select these and put them in that at least. Yeah, and I think you just have trouble just keeping only writing if you want to have just only writing on your tracks. You're going to run out of tracks. And you put the dialogue and the music and everything, so just bunch everything up. Alright. Yep, so there's more detail there. It's like she's already writing there, their hand movement, like dump 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 dump. It's like, you know, Morse code. It's not just the same thing ongoing. Yeah, I wouldn't worry about the breaths too much, and I wouldn't repeat the same breaths as you're going. Yeah. Yeah, key there, yeah. Yeah, a couple of these little birds is good. But, yeah, put them in the backgrounds group. And just try and layer it up. So just need, I think just separating those groups. Divide and conquer. Just go through and do every bird moment and every wind moment and all of that. Yeah, I mean, footsteps are out of sync now. So just don't ever repeat sounds like that. You just don't loop sounds. It just sounds really unnatural. Yeah, stand up. And no, I'd include that in there. I think you can pick good sounds. It's I think we're having the issue that, yeah, I think it's just a bit rubbery, both in texture but also just not in sync. I think we had the issue here of not starting until a week ago, which I don't think helps. All right, let's just do another one. Okay, I don't know who this is. We've got some good groups. Who's this? Oh, Dan. Let's get some kind of stuff going here. What are we going out to? Cool, I can see layers, which is good. Production, yeah, effects. You got the footsteps in there, yeah, so you got it all in there, and you got some tones. Yep. I'm not sure what that one is, but yeah, and then you got another effects group here. Yep, that's fine. And then you got another effects. These are more ambiences, yeah, effects ambience. Cool, yeah, like, yeah, those groups are fine. Like, it's all clearly labeled. I'd maybe put a VCA on them to control them, but like, it's all good. And production, is this, so this is from your, from here. Cool. Yeah, but like, just like, I mean, this is like a great example of like, you can lay out a session however you want. Just make it like dumb proof, which it is, you know. A few things I do, but it's like you can import that and get going pretty quick. Like you understand what's going on. Oh no, toilet. Yeah, cool. I like the good ambiences. Which one is it? Because you got the room tone, you can hear people talking in it, so that's the only thing I'd challenge. But as far as the tone, it sounds good. I like how this one, especially when turned down, it's a pretty good pick. Yep. Oh, yep. Oh yeah, guess what you're doing. Another way to do it is potentially so set up. First, I'm just going to set it up so it's for the inside with the door open. And then maybe I'll cut it there. I'll bring this one down and I'm going to set this one for that. And then you can kind of open it up to about there and fade and fade. And you just, or you can do a crossfade. And you can kind of roughly just get it. Fade as a block. You can also EQ these separately, so with clip effects, you just like go. So look at that, and then even on this one, yeah, a couple of those bangs are a bit weird, but yeah, some good stuff in there. Just be careful of the bangs and the ambiences. You can get a lot of stuff. Just introducing noise. How's it going? Cute. Yeah, is that? That's got the car in it. No, oh, it's got one car in there. Yeah, just be careful of them. People think it's a horror film, maybe. Yeah, good, good. I mean, it's starting to get a bit old. There's that one. There's like a chicken. Like that. It's like Nightmare. Yep, get some. Oh yeah, good, good, good. Yeah. Hang on, she kind of climbs down. Yeah. Put the stream there. Yeah, I like the crows. Alright, and yeah, you're starting to see some density. Oh man, that bird. Yep, just need some layers there. Yeah, maybe just try a few variations and see what you get out of it. Yeah, just a bit rumbly and all of that. Yeah, they're just like, they're not quite working. Yeah. I like that squeak. Like. I don't even know. Oh, that's this leg going over? It sounds like noise. Like that's just noise there. And it just cuts out. So just be careful of that. Also, sounds like we're in a, I reckon, a 3x4 meter room with plaster walls. All right, cool. Yeah, just keep it up. Just keep. Yeah, good torch. Some good ruffles. Yeah, we get some good sounds in there. Just focusing it in. Get focus. Get some more layers. Focus. That kind of thing. It's sitting pretty good. Yeah, just needs more of that coverage, and you should play it, and you're not going, oh, where's the thing? Yeah. Oh, that's in this. Yeah, I think these birds are gonna get at me. It's the bird sanctuary. What do we got here? Super cricket. I like them. Trees are nice. That's nice. Yeah. Yeah. Ah, yeah. I noticed that when I first opened it. Yeah. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, some good. You know how to pick some good sounds. I would challenge this one a bit, or just be careful with it. Like, it's not too bad when it's really low, but it's could potentially start to feel like it's about the birds. Yeah, keep it up. You make some good choices. What's this? This is time code and time code. What's this usually set to? Time. I don't know. Yeah, maybe sample. Yeah, samples. I'll get rid of beats and bars. Yeah, but yeah, I think just a lot of the same things that I've said previously. I think with other ones, just keep at it, man. You make good choices. Just make more of them. All right, I think they've got potentially one more if it opens up. Woo, you're at 96K? That's going to chew through some hard drive space. So just converting them. install my IO. Oh no, it's not too bad on this one. What are we? MS, iMac, speakers. Yep. Just maybe have something. Just have something for every moment, and don't just have one thing for every moment. Have like, no, just forced it. Oh well, I'm gonna delete this anyway. So, yeah, and just try and get it into a group, which is like backgrounds. So it's all as a group. So when other people import it, it's not just like 100,000 tracks of tracks. Good sound though. That. Yeah. But it's been imported from somewhere else maybe. Yeah, we're just missing something at the head. Just try and cut it like bang on. It's a loop. It definitely looks like a loop. It's a randomized loop. Kind of. That's a nice sound. Yeah. Anyway. Maybe that at the start, then that. Then something like that. Where's the... Yeah, and then just get that hard cut. Boom. Boom, boom. Ooh. Is that a crow? Yeah, it is. Sounded like kids a bit before. But, yeah, it's good, but you can also, like, you know, use some of this ambience and place it down. Don't just place it bang over, keep it going. But, you know, just, like, make it start from scratch and run that as well, and then turn it down a bit. And then when we get into the... it's probably not the right sound exactly for inside, but... And then we'll just filter it a bit. Yeah, too many flies in that whole thing. But, yeah, good. Yeah, I like the mood you're getting from some... Maybe use it a bit more of a gesture. So it kind of... I think I like that bit more. Yeah, and just get it right on the cuts as well. Boom. But if we're not... yeah, cut it. So, yeah, cut it where you've got heaps of space if you want to open it up, but then cut it bang on. So hand it in like that. But then when we're in the mix, make sure you got that handle, and then maybe you can ease it up. But yeah, I always just start with like, boom, it's on. Good creaks. I don't know where you found them. They're good. Good cricket. Ah, they're great. Like, Yeah, spot on. Like they were like working like with the Foley footstep, just going like doing the tap, and that just kind of even putting that through some of the indoor reverb send in the mix, and then even opening up into the surrounds. Like you just opened up this whole space. Then you've got that, and then at the same time you've just got like a crow going and that's it. Like and then you see the door close, and then you see it slightly open. That's the focus there, is the door there. But yeah, you got some really good ingredients. Yeah. And then just kind of like talking through it, like, yeah, you got that door creaking, and then maybe it gets louder and louder, and then just boom. And then you're just outside, and it's all fresh and open. So maybe you're getting more and more suffocated, like you're turning inwards inside the house, becoming like super subjective inside the house, like there's a ghost, and then open up, and then you open up into the stereo, all the surrounds, and then you hear the footsteps creeping up, and you hear some crickets and all of that make it sound like that. Yeah, and then walking over, and you get a bit of the Foley and a bit of the breath and all of that, and then you hear this like a car in the real far distance, slowly rolling around the hill. You could put the little honk, bump bump, in, and yeah. And then I think it just kind of goes into this, which is plain, which is good. Yeah, so similar to what you've done here, you got the same crickets. Good choice. That's half the battle. Don't do any of this. Yeah. Whoops. We'll save that for later. Boom. Yeah, and it just carries on, which is really good. Bit of bedroom room tone if you want it. I just keep bedroom room tone is like should be edge of perception. I don't think any louder than that. Yeah, and then it's the kind of thing where once we're into this, we're moving into a head. So we start definitely edit the crickets the whole way through, but then when we're in the edit, it might be, okay, we're plain. You get a bit of breaths and crickets. We're still in the same place. You get the Foley opening up. Okay, then we're getting all of the ruffle and everything. It kind of like fills all of the Foley and all the sound effects that you've added in. And then the flick open. Ruffling. And by here, we can get rid of we could potentially, with our VCA, have gotten our crickets down by 10 dB over that. Because it's not the focus anymore. We've already set the setting. And maybe we've got this tone that's snuck up. Doom. And then kids playing or something like that over her looking at a memory. You know, maybe then we'd leave the scene in a tonal kind of way. But we don't know this until we've got everything edited in. Or maybe we want to just Dre, what's the next scene? Okay, we're back to plain. Dre. And then maybe that fades out and everything just kind of fades to silence. And then it's like just shh. Lean in, audience leads into quietness, and then snap, boom, back to plain, back to boring, cut, yep, all the Foley, just all plain, yeah. Yeah, it's just like cut, and we'll keep things moving along by doing the same grid mode. Oh, this is where it's a bit funky. I've been just doing it to, should be 1 frame. And nudge, keep that time code 1 frame. Plane level cuts. Just a bit of breathing from her. Maybe we'll get that in ADR. Spaghetti. Make sure you guys have spaghetti in your edits. Yep. So just plain, and then squish, squish, squish. And, you know, it's almost try and push it and add an extra layer or two that's just so squishy that it's just ridiculous and almost funny. And then the fork on there as well. And then she breathes out. Leans forward. Okay, but something happens. So she boom. And then maybe hear a tone in her head. Something's compelling her to move. Boom. And then maybe we're moving inside of her head. So you can go boring, boring. Again, let's just pull. Don't edit this way, but you can mix this way. Pulling inside of her head. Pulling in. The camera's pulling in as well. A tone will pull us in. And then swell, swell. And then boom, back to realistic. And then just, or maybe you can move. If we were using surrounds, I'll go full, bring it all into the center in the front and center, and then snap it out to the surrounds. Gives a bit of an impact. Yeah, and then yeah, it's just following, like whatever the main action is, that's what's here. Figure out what the hero is, what the support is, and the sounds will guide everyone's eyes as you're moving along from moment to moment. Yeah, and I mean I'm kind of jumping ahead. It's kind of, that's the mix. Essentially, we're just guiding people's eyes. Ideally, we're going to have like 15 groups of everything all articulated from the footsteps. Maybe we want to focus on the footsteps for a second, you know, birds or the ambiences or her internal world. Like there's all of these different groups of story. Anyway, I think that will do for that. I've shown you everything. Is there anything that I haven't shown you guys? I might just jump back into the group here.